The greatest week in the state starts today with another Cupcake Saturday recap. Welcome to Iron Bowl week, everybody. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl just 3 days away now in Atlanta. Joe Whelan here, Jeff Spiegel there.
It's only about 0.2 miles, so probably the only thing shorter than this parade route is the amount of time that Coach Saban spent enjoying this latest national championship.
This UAB lineup, top to bottom, in my opinion, is the best in Conference USA. Jeff, I tell you what, the putter had better have been on point today, because if you didn't go 4 under for your opening round, you're not even sniffing the top 10 right now. We know the box score never tells the whole story, Mike, but he was 20 of 38, 150 yards, a touchdown and 2 picks. By far his worst statistical performance of the season. But at this point, is this Tide defense so good that we need to start grading quarterbacks and opposing teams on a curve?
We know that Shaq's absolute best acting moment, blue chips, and perhaps worse than Kazam, Steel. Anyone remember Steel?
I've never seen Steel.
Yeah. Think Kazam, but full iron suit and big angry car.
Did you hear Tigers fans after the Wisconsin loss? If Les drops one to an FCS team, then look out.
Oh, the head honcho in Tuscaloosa has them rolling Tide here in Hoover as SEC Media Days rolls on. Day 3 at the Winfrey Hotel, and oh, so many questions for Alabama, the most pressing of which, Cam Robinson.
Alabama's running back core under Nick Saban. It's like some nightmare version of the Brady Bunch for opposing defenses.
We're here with maybe the most popular man at the Senior Bowl so far, Reggie Ragland, former Tide linebacker. Over under 40 autographs he just signed.
North Dakota State has announced within the last couple of hours that quarterback Carson Wentz is going to get the start tomorrow morning. He's missed the last 8 games following wrist surgery, but don't sleep on this kid. He's projected as one of the top quarterback prospects in this spring's NFL draft.
Well, if the last 72 hours in Tuscaloosa have taught us nothing else, it's that even the #1 team in the country, led by arguably the #1 coach in the country, isn't immune to off-the-field issues. Tim Williams was arrested early Thursday morning and charged with illegal possession of a firearm, and later that day, confirmation of what we first learned on Wednesday. Backup quarterback and former 5-star recruit Blake Barnett transferring out of Alabama, presumably to a school closer to home after a pit stop at a junior college first. All of this has served to take the Alabama fan base, proud owners of a 4-0 record and #1 in both polls, and send them into a head-spinning panic. But nothing cures an off-the-field hangover quite like a Saturday night showdown with the ambassadors of bourbon. Kentucky in the house, and the Tide a 31-point favorite to kickoff. Tim Williams did not appear until the second half. More on that later. Kentucky actually led this one at 3-zip early. It's now 3-all in the second. And there's that man again, Josh Jacobs, the freshman. 28-yard gain, and then later in the drive, the Tide will let the young man finish what he started. 3rd TD in 2 games. It's 10-3 Alabama. Ensuing drive for UK, and we have seen this before. Steven Johnson coughs it up. There's a scrum for the football, and Ronnie Harrison. He was All-State in high school, and you know Bama's in good hands with him. Takes this one to the house. 5th defensive touchdown of the season for the Tide. It's 17-3 at the break. 3rd quarter, Calvin Ridley just went nuts. Jalen Hurts finds him on a 10-yard strike. That's how you start a half. And after the Wildcats go 3 and out, we're getting the band back together. Hurts, Ridley, again. 11 catches, 174 yards, 2 scores for Ridley. And most importantly, a big old W for Alabama. 34-6, the final. Kentucky fails to find the end zone, but they do cover. Bama holds the Cats to just 161 yards of offense. Offensively, the Tide far from perfect. Couple of fumbles, but big nights from Ridley and Jacobs prove more than enough. Jeff Spiegel with much more now from Tuscaloosa.
The Tide defense kick-started this victory. From Tuscaloosa, Jeff Spiegel, ABC 3340 Sports.
Well, Jeff, as you said, the degree of difficulty goes up next week. Bama visits Fayetteville. Arkansas hosting Alcorn State today, and this one went as you might expect. Devwa Whaley, where's the defense? Look, Ma, no defense. Picks up 75 yards right there for the score. Razorbacks go up 17-zip. Now in the 3rd, Henry Tolliver just ruins Noah Johnson's afternoon. It's a pick. It's 6. It's a touchdown. Arkansas improves to 4-1 by a 52-10 margin. Much like the Tide, Auburn also with a stiff test in the SEC next week, but not before a tune-up with the Little Brothers of the Poor. Tigers hosting Louisiana Monroe. Auburn 24-0 all-time against Sun Belt Conference teams, and yes, Gus going with the hat for a 2nd straight week. Sean White setting the tone in this one on the opening drive with his legs. Takes off from 3 yards out, goes for the goal line, 7-0 Auburn. Not everything flawless. Tigers fumbled on their 3rd possession, but on the very next play, ULM gives it right back. Rudy Ford is there for the recovery, and the offense goes right back to work. White with time to a wide open Kyle Davis. switched the jersey number from 11 to 86 this week. That one goes for 48 and a score. And after a Warhawks punt, Auburn starts to pull away late in the half. Kerryon Johnson, first of his 2 first-half touchdowns. Auburn led it 28-7 at the break. John Franklin tags in for White midway through the third, and on his second play of the day, old number 5 finds a seam, and you're not going to beat him in a foot race. Franklin goes 80 yards, takes a nice bow for the crowd. 42-7 at that point, and on the next drive, it's time to throw the old pigskin. Let's go down the field now. Come on. It's Nate Craig Myers. That's 2 points per name, 39 yards. Auburn, as expected, makes it look easy. 58-7 your final, just under 700 yards of offense while holding ULM to 251. Sean White, 14 of 17, 239 yards and 2 scores through the air, rushed for another. And then how about Kerryon Johnson, the sophomore, 146 yards on the ground plus a pair of touchdowns. And let's not forget 2 more scores from John Franklin. Stu McCann has much more from Jordan Hare.
Auburn's touchdown drought is over. From Jordan Hare Stadium, Stu McCann, ABC 3340 Sports.
Thank you, Stu. Our pigskin party just getting started. More Time Tigers talk still ahead. Plus, we take a swing around the SEC, including a finish in Athens that'll have Tennessee fans singing Rocky Top straight through the work week. Stay tuned.